If you are somebody who constantly thinks about YouTube strategy, this video is for you. I'm sure that you are very familiar with the idea of picking a niche, finding your own content buckets, and then creating content from that. But let's be real, when it comes to being a creative person, that can only go so far. It turns to the point of where you hit burnout, you stop creating, and overall, you start second guessing everything that you have done to this point. And what's even worse is that you might have built up a channel doing this method, but now what next? What happens? Do you make a second channel? Do you try and work it out with this channel? That's kind of what I want to explore in this video and talk about what I think will be kind of the new method to growing a YouTube channel. So I have my good old iPad here. If you watched any of the videos I've done so far on this channel, I love drawing stuff. I draw like a third grader, so you have to deal with that, but I promise this should be interesting. All right, so let's take the basics of kind of how we are told to grow a YouTube channel. And I want to preface this by saying that this isn't good or this isn't bad. It's not right, it isn't wrong either. This is just my opinion on it and kind of where a new strategy might be forming with the algorithm shift happening right now. By the way, I talked about that in the last video I made, so go ahead and watch that one after this if you haven't seen that. So essentially, how does creating a YouTube channel start? Well, we have you over here in the corner here. Cool, that's you. Whoops, you got two eyes and this big old smiley face. And you're like, hey, I want to make a YouTube channel. So what do? You go over here to a good old niche topic, a word that many creators hate. Now also this ties into the idea I have about YouTube where there's two sides to YouTube, right? So let me go up here, we'll go up here. Essentially on YouTube, you have the viral strategy side, or just the viral side, I should say. Then you have more of the business side, right? And so the concept here is the viral. These are where the eyes are the prize. This is where you're targeting everyone. And this is where on the business side, you're trying to sell digital products, right? Your videos are more so just a vehicle to get people to see your products, essentially, and gain leads for your business, whatever you want to describe it as. And this is where you have like the targeted audience, right? And so that's kind of where this whole niche topic idea, that works really, really well because it technically, in my opinion, it's the fastest way to get going with making money on YouTube, but it's also the fastest way to burn out as a creator. So essentially what happens is you have your niche topic, right? And let's just take how this channel started itself. It was based on like YouTube tips. So what did I do? Well, I essentially made videos on scripting. That was awful. I made videos on editing, a little bit better writing there. Titles, and then thumbnails, right? So this was all related to the niche topic of YouTube. And so what had happened is, let me go ahead and erase this business part up there. I don't want to see that anymore. Is we had these little blue guys. We'll call them my fans, not fans, just viewers. Okay? So they don't have eyeballs or faces, but they found me and they watched my editing content. And also, I like to think of this as a bubble too. This is like a connecting bubble. All right? And so what happens is when someone finds your niche content like this, usually what's going to happen is because it's so niche, they're going to be like, okay, I like this guy. They're going to like follow you around this little editing circle. Then they're going to go into the niche topic and they're going to explore the other things you talk about because it's all related to this niche, something they are interested in themselves. But what happens is that you, the creator, you're kind of disconnected from it. You're just the niche guy, right? You're just the guy who makes YouTube tip videos. That's kind of all you are to most people. Really good example of this is there is a creator out there by the name of Ben Heath. All he does is he makes Facebook ad videos. This is someone me and my friend have watched before, that's why we brought it up, shout out Nick, is he just makes Facebook ad videos because he has a business agency about Facebook ads. It makes sense, right? He has, like, he's selling an agency. You watch a video, you're like, I don't want to do this, but this guy seems smart, he'll do it for me, I'll pay him to do it. That's how the business model works. There you go, YouTube 101. And so essentially, the thing about it is that Ben Heath to us is just a Facebook ads guy. But Ben probably has friends that know him based off of like relationship advice, friendships, and whatnot. But he's never going to make YouTube content showing that side of him. People are never going to be able to latch onto that side of him. He's just a Facebook ads guy. And if he disappears tomorrow and stops making videos, people are simply going to be like, oh, no more Facebook ads. No more Ben Heath. No, it's just no more Facebook ads. That sucks. And also, why would a creator like that make videos more so the personal side? It has no purpose because it doesn't take them closer to the goal of if Ben Heath made a vlog, right? It doesn't take him closer to getting clients to his business on YouTube with Facebook ads because it doesn't have anything to do with Facebook ads, that niche topic. So essentially what happens here is you are not creating to create. You are creating because you want to sell a digital products or you have a business that you want to promote through this content itself and it's related to your business. And I'm not saying that's right or that is wrong. That's not the point of this video. It's just, could there be another way? And I think there could. So let me scroll down here to the deep, dark abyss. So what is my idea here? Well, first thing you have to understand is that YouTube is a selfish place. Viewers are selfish and creators are selfish too. It's just how it works. So kind of where is the middle ground in all of that? So essentially, if you want to have the freedom as a creator where you build a channel around yourself, then what it comes down to is you still need to have an appeal, but you need to have a targeted audience in mind to appeal to. So let's just go ahead and let's draw you in the middle now. Not the niche topic, it's just you in the middle. So boom. Big old smiley face on you right there. So odds are, if you think about it, you have other shared interests with other people. You should at least, unless you're like crazy. And within these shared interests, these are basically what's known as psychographics. So let me give you an example, right? The company Heat, the business Heat. We have a niche channel about helping music producers with marketing their beats and their sample kits. What those are, it doesn't really matter for this video. But that channel revolves around music creators on the YouTube space selling digital products pretty much. Now, with talking to these creators in our agency, I never talk to them about music. I haven't made music in 2 years myself. I don't frankly care about making music. But what we do talk about is the YouTube, the marketing, the business, the entrepreneurship side, the self-development side, the kind of wisdom, the gems, so to speak, about all of that stuff. And then I have my buddy Nick. All me and Nick talk about is like YouTube, marketing, books, like the same shit pretty much. And so how I deemed that is that my audience, I would say of like the people who I enjoy myself talking the most to are creative entrepreneurs, right? I don't really like, okay, if you have a business that's like some weird thing, like carpet cleaning, sure, you're an entrepreneur, sure, we can hit a few things off, but like the whole YouTube content, online marketing side is really where it like gels together in my own interests. So instead of like these content buckets that were up here, right? That's what these are essentially called when you have like the niche is like, okay, you have your niche, then you have your content buckets. How I see it is it's literally just your interests that you talk about. So for instance, that would be like YouTube. That would be marketing. God, the words are so long to spell. Then you have like self-development, stuff like that. And so here's kind of the cool thing about it, right? So you have these bubbles of your interests, but guess what? The way that you always talk about these interests is that it's based on the idea of the audience of who you're trying to target. So whenever I talk about YouTube, it's more so YouTube in the sense that relates to the creative entrepreneur, not the person trying to make a gaming channel. That's not really who I want to talk to on this channel. Same thing with the marketing side here. I'm not trying to make a YouTube video about how to get SEO backlinks or whatever. Like that doesn't apply to the creative entrepreneur side. And so with that being said, the bet that I am making on myself with this channel here is that, whoops, you have your viewers here, right? That's a freaking face. Not really. Let's redo that. So you have like your viewers here of people. And so I'm hoping that they find me for like my topics. All right. And then what I am hoping is when I talk about YouTube and the style of content I'm making, playing the game of where I'm not doing like the ADHD editing here, I'm just talking to share my knowledge, my value, give it raw as if we were on like a phone call together, which is like how me and my friend Nick really talk about this stuff. is like on a phone call, just listening, kind of going back and forth and sharing shit like this, I'm hoping that people are like, oh, the way that this guy talked about YouTube was really interesting. This wasn't some ADHD editing thing where sometimes I feel like, you know, you try to make up for the content by making it really amazing with the editing. So you're not really saying much, but it looks really cool. Versus this is raw as hell, right? If I don't give good information in this video, good luck to me, right? So I really hope that people come and see this and they're like, yo, this guy's fucking dope. And they come and boom, they come to me in the circle and then they branch off like, oh, I also like marketing. Oh, I also like self-development, right? And they kind of find themselves now in a community of creative entrepreneurs. And I'm like the one like leading the community, so to speak. Now, the question about all of this is this targeted enough? And then also you have to think about it of that, let me get rid of that, right? I myself, I have other interests. So let's say that I have an interest of video editing. Well, then we have the $1 million question, right? Do I make a separate channel about the niche topics within video editing, or do I just post video editing under kind of the YouTube interest on this channel? Or would it make sense really to do that? And I gotta be honest with you guys, right here, it's a big I'm not sure. I don't know what the right move is in that scenario. So it's really like the dilemma of I could put everything I know into a YouTube editing channel and make it the most amazing editing channel out there with killer thumbnails and killer titles and try to essentially blow it up to be the top of that niche. But that niche compared to essentially creative entrepreneurship, targeting the audience there, to me that's a lot smaller, right? The creative entrepreneurship audience is a lot bigger. But also, what's my goal? Am I selling digital products to my audience of editors? Because if so, then I think that would make more sense. But if I'm creating just to create, then does it really matter what channel it goes onto? And also, with that niche channel in the first place, right, going back to this whole idea, somebody could find me, kind of see the niche topic, and then do some exploring and find me and see I have this channel and see that they are a part of the creative entrepreneur audience and kind of start watching that content. So this channel could funnel into that channel, so to speak. So like I said, it's not something of where I don't think there is a correct answer. I just don't have a confident enough answer, and you won't know until you do it. And even then, nothing on YouTube is guaranteed. So it's not like it's right or wrong. It's just, did it work or not when you did it? But anyways, with that being said, this is the approach that I am taking with this YouTube channel, with the raw style of editing, with the algorithm changing, and we're gonna hope for the best. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. This is my mind mess, so to speak. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it and you start seeing the value of becoming a creator here. And hopefully this helps you kind of get out of the trap of feeling like burnt out of a niche topic creator and trying to find the ability to also create, entertain, and get views on YouTube while also enjoying it. So hopefully that got you one step closer. Don't think this probably solved your biggest problem, but at least might have got you one step closer, I hope. So yeah, peace out.